close your eyes and step once more into the rainforest, where the late afternoon light catches on towering ceiba trees and makes the air shimmer like a veil between worlds. Here, beneath layers of green and centuries of silence, the stones of the Maya still wait. They do not speak in words, but in temperature, in weight, and in the way shadows fall across carvings whose lines remain sharp despite the passing of entire eras. The Maya did not vanish, not as a people, not as a culture, not as a memory. Their descendants live today, carrying languages older than empires and traditions older than most written histories. Yet the world their ancestors built, the classic Maya world of sacred kings, monumental cities, and cosmic architecture, did disappear. And understanding why requires walking deeper into the forest of time than most stories dare to go. Picture now the Maya lowlands around the year 600 CE. The jungle hums with life, but rising above it, like islands in a green ocean, are cities so ambitious they seem carved from myth. Tikal's pyramids spear the sky. Calakmul spreads outward with palaces and platforms, a horizontal empire balanced against Tikal's vertical reach. At Palenque, temples gleam with stucco so white they catch the sun and throw it back like fire. Copan's stairways are living books. Each glyph is a page recording dynasties, triumphs, bloodlines, and warnings. Maya cities were not mere settlements, they were cosmological models, designed to mirror the architecture of the heavens. Step closer. In the markets, cacao beans clatter in the hands of merchants. Jade glitters in the light, while feathers of quetzal birds flash emerald and blue. Astronomers sit in observatories, charting the movement of Venus with extraordinary precision. Their calculations are etched into bark paper codices and carved into stone monuments alike. A child chasing a dog through the plaza might pass a scribe painting hieroglyphs so fluid they seem to dance. Nearby, a priest wearing a headdress of jaguar skin and obsidian eyes performs a ritual meant to align the human world with the stars. Every action, from planting maize to crowning a king, carries cosmic weight. Everything is connected, yet beneath this beauty, the system hums with tension. The land is not easy. The lowlands depend on rain as Egypt depends on the Nile. The Maya built reservoirs not as luxuries, but as lifelines. A good reservoir meant survival during the long months when the sky sealed itself shut. Forests held moisture in their roots. Cutting them was always a gamble with the climate. The soil was thin, and farming required intimate knowledge passed down through generations. But as cities grew, swelling into populations of tens of thousands, the demand for land, food, and resources grew with them. The machine of Maya civilization became more complex, more coordinated, and more dependent on perfect timing. Now shift your gaze from ecology to politics. Imagine a king seated on a throne carved with serpents, his skin painted red, his mouth stained with the sap of sacred plants. He is not merely a ruler, he is a mediator between the mortal world and the divine. His bloodletting rituals open portals to ancestors. His performances are believed to maintain cosmic order. His failures are not inconveniences. They are existential cracks in the universe itself. Every neighboring kingdom watches him. Success means prestige, alliances, tribute, and divine favor. Failure means vulnerability. And nothing invites enemies like vulnerability. War for the Maya is not an aberration. It is a rhythm. Rival kings carved their victories into towering stone stelae, recording battles fought not just for territory, but for honor, captives, and cosmological power. Armies move silently through the jungle, guided by trackers who know the forest like a second skin. When wars intensify, trade routes falter. Cities lose access to jade, obsidian, and salt, symbols of elite identity. As competition sharpens, kings commission larger monuments, more elaborate rituals, and greater demands on laborers. Prestige becomes a hungry god, and slowly a shift begins in the environment. The rains grow unpredictable. First, a dry year, then another. Reservoirs shrink like exhausted lungs. Farmers notice maize growing shorter. Hunters see fewer deer. The forest canopy grows strangely still. Priests watch the sky and find no answers. The king performs ceremonies, but the clouds do not obey. Inscriptions begin to record more wars as kingdoms turn on each other in desperation. One city builds fortifications where none existed before. Another loses its dynasty entirely. Refugees move through forest paths carrying only their children and the kernels of maize they hope to plant elsewhere. Meanwhile, the droughts deepen. Archaeologists today can see the record preserved in lake sediments, layers of dust, reduced water levels, and chemical signatures of long, dry seasons stacked one upon another. These are not mild disruptions, they are structural shocks. A system that depends on rain begins to fracture. Now imagine a city like Copen in its final centuries. The great hieroglyphic stairway still rises in spirals of stone knowledge, but fewer workers walk the plazas. Some buildings stand abandoned mid-construction. Others are desecrated, walls smashed, stelae toppled. These are not the marks of natural decline. They are signs of political breakdown. Common people withdraw their faith from rulers who can no longer feed or protect them. Power drains away like water through cracked limestone. The last recorded date appears on a monument. After that, silence. Yet through all this, the people endure. They migrate north toward regions where water is more stable. They join new communities, adopt new farming techniques, and reshape their political systems. They become part of the Maya world that will later encounter the Spanish, not as ghosts of a fallen civilization, but as descendants of survivors. Now step forward into the present. You stand among the ruins of Palenque. The air is thick with humidity. A howler monkey roars somewhere in the distance, sounding strangely like a god awakening. Vines coil around temple walls, yet the carvings beneath them still speak. Dates, myths, rituals, histories. You are not alone. A Maya guide stands beside you, his features echoing the ancient faces carved into stone. He tells you stories. Some learned from archaeology, others carried through generations of oral tradition. In his voice you hear something that collapsed but was never destroyed. Identity. The ruins are not a warning of disappearance. They are a warning of fragility. They remind us that civilizations can become so interconnected, so dependent on delicate balances, that when several pressures strike at once, environmental stress, political fragmentation, economic disruption, spiritual crisis, the system begins to tear along its own fault lines. Collapse is not a thunderclap. It is a slow tightening of many pressures, pulling in the same direction until something finally breaks. Yet even as systems fall, people find ways to live. The classic Maya cities ended. Maya civilization did not. It adapted. It transformed. It endured. So when you walk among these temples, You are not standing in a graveyard. You are standing inside a living cipher, a message carved across centuries about how worlds fail and how human societies survive the death of their own golden ages. The stones whisper a truth civilizations rarely want to hear. They do not fall when one thing goes wrong. They fall when everything begins to pull relentlessly in the same direction.